Chapter 4. The wounds we bring into love. Sometimes, the hardest conversations are not with our spouses. They are with the people who taught us how to love or how not to. Daniel stood frozen, his phone still in his hand. Grace watched the color drain from his face. "What happened?" she asked softly. Daniel swallowed. "The hospital," he paused. "They said my father is asking for me." Grace frowned. "I thought you said you hadn't spoken to him in years." "I haven't." Daniel stared at the floor. "The last time we spoke, we ended the conversation angry." He looked up. "I always assumed he didn't want to see me again." Grace gently reached for his hand. "Maybe you have both been waiting for the other person to make the first move." The drive to St. Mary's Hospital was almost silent. Street lights reflected across the rain-soaked roads. Daniel's thoughts drifted back to his childhood. His father had never been cruel. He had simply been absent. He worked long hours, missed birthdays, skipped football matches. Every sacrifice, he said, was for the family. Daniel believed him until one day he realized something. His father had provided everything except himself. Without knowing it, Daniel had begun living the same story. Different job, different house, same distance. A nurse led them to a quiet hospital room. Daniel hesitated before opening the door. Inside, an old man lay resting. Time had changed his face. His hair was gray, his hands trembling. But Daniel recognized him immediately. His father slowly opened his eyes. For several seconds, neither man spoke. Then his father whispered, "You came." Daniel nodded. "I almost didn't." A faint smile crossed the old man's face. "I wouldn't have blamed you." Grace quietly stepped outside, giving them privacy. Inside the room, silence settled between father and son. Finally, Daniel spoke. "Why now?" His father looked towards the window. "Because I spent too many years believing there would always be another tomorrow." He took a slow breath. "I was wrong." Daniel remained quiet. "I thought providing for my family was enough." His father continued. "I didn't realize my children needed my time more than my money." Tears filled Daniel's eyes. "I spent my whole life promising myself I'll never become you." His father nodded sadly. "And yet," Daniel finished the statement, "I became exactly like you." The room felt silent once again. Not with anger, with understanding. Outside, Grace sat alone in the hospital chapel. She watched an elderly couple sitting quietly together. They weren't talking. The man simply held his wife's hand. She leaned her head against his shoulder. No grand speeches, no dramatic gestures, just presence. Grace smiled to herself. Sometimes love says the most when it says nothing at all. When Daniel left his father's room hours later, his eyes were red. Grace stood and embraced him. He didn't try to be strong. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to cry. "I've been chasing success," he whispered. So was he. Grace gently wiped away a tear from his face. "What matters now is that you see it." Over the next several weeks, life began to change. Not overnight, not perfectly, but intentionally. Daniel stopped checking work emails during dinner. He and Grace started taking evening walks. Every Friday became phone-free nights. Some evenings, they laughed. Some evenings, they talked. Some evenings, they simply sat together. Little by little, the distance between them began to disappear. One afternoon, while cleaning the garage, Daniel discovered an old cardboard box. Inside were dozens of letters, some addressed to his mother, some to his father. One envelope caught his attention. It had his name on it, but it had never been opened. The date written on the corner made his heart race. It had been mailed 15 years ago. Just 1 week before his wedding, Daniel slowly unfolded the letter. The first line stopped him cold. If you're reading this, it means I waited too long to tell you the truth. Daniel looked at Grace. His hands were shaking. This letter, he whispered, could change everything I thought I knew about our family. He looked down at the page, then quietly closed the envelope. Some truths could not be read in a single afternoon. Lessons of the day. Many of us enter marriages carrying invisible luggage, old disappointments, childhood wounds, unspoken fears. If we never unpacked them, the people we love end up carrying their weight too. Healing begins the moment we stop asking, why am I like this? And start asking, what can I choose differently today? As the sun set outside their home, Daniel placed the unopened letter on the kitchen table. Grace looked at him. Are you going to read it? Daniel took a deep breath. Yes, but not tonight, because for the first time in years, there was something more important than knowing the past. He wanted to be fully present for the person sitting across from him. And sometimes, that is where healing truly begins. But the letter would still be waiting. And so will the truth. That story begins in chapter 5. Stay tuned.